What up? What up? Yo, what's going on? What's going on? I should have streamed while I was watching Hype, but hey, that was good. That was good. Let's make sure we're all on board here. Are we live? All right, we're live. We're live. Sweet. Yeah, I wanted to see Hype, and I watched it. I didn't stream it. Sup? What up, John Dong? What up? Did you watch Arman versus Mokaev? Did you watch Bryce versus Silva? I just watched that shit. Actually, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Silva and Bryce Mitchell went to a draw in the grappling. They both took each other down. No, I didn't watch them. Were they good? It was alright. Arman outgrappled Muhammad Mokaev. Hit him with the rear naked choke, put him to sleep. They had cool walkouts. Walter Walker was like the Brazilian Bruce Buffer, announcing fights. Gene Silva and Bryce were taking each other down, but they went 8 minutes to a decision. Gene Silva, I'm surprised, didn't really have a top game in jiu-jitsu. But hey, it was a draw, and then the undercard was bare knuckle fights. I missed the bare knuckle fights. Oh, and before that, there was the Pirate. It was Sharabola. He grappled Barboza. And he took down Barboza. I like Raf a little better, though. Just a little bit. Oh, man. So, I forgot to put something on my thumbnail. Which is Topuria versus Mokaev. Is Mokaev ducking Topuria? Mokaev got slept. How are you, brother? I'm doing great. How are you, Nate? Yeah, Mokaev got slept. You know what? He was doing really good in the beginning. He's 3 weight classes below Arman. I mean, Arman's a heavy dude. Arman's probably 185. He looks 185, or at least in the 180s for sure. 185. Mokaev's probably 30 pounds lighter, right? At least. Mokaev's at least 20 pounds of muscle lighter. And he was doing good. He was doing guard retention. He was escaping. He was breaking out of front headlocks. He was making it hard to get his back taken. But you know, Arman, he's strong and he kept pushing and he got it. I've seen so many Charles fans that think he beats Arman in a rematch. If they fought against Sarukian, would leave him bleeding. On the concrete, no doubt. Let's see. The first fight was close. Here's the thing. Can Arman pass Charles' guard? It's going to be tough. Can he take Arman down? I mean, can he take Oliveira down? Yeah, he did. I don't think Charles got a single takedown on Arman. Can Charles put Arman in a couple of chokes? Can he lock up a Darce? Can he lock up and pull guard for a guillotine? Yeah. But he didn't get any of those subs. I think it's going to look like the first fight, but we're going to get to see 5 rounds of it. Who's going to do better in the later rounds? I think Charles' wrestling got a little better. But I don't see Charles getting the subs. I mean, he didn't sub Chandler. Chandler went 5 rounds with him. He couldn't submit Max. Which, I mean, it's very tough to submit Max. I just don't think he's going to submit Arman. Yeah, I hear you. Arman's too good. Have I already asked who wins? Gregory Rodriguez or Fluffy? That's an interesting fight. Damn, RoboCop's looking scary right now. Off the top of my head. He doesn't look like a Gregory. I don't call him Gregory. He doesn't look like a Gregory. I'm going RoboCop. I'm going RoboCop right now. Can't stand fucking Charles, bro. Just laid on top of my idol for 5 rounds straight. That was a tough watch. That was tough. The first round was exciting. The first round was exciting because he almost had the rear naked choke. But it's like, all right, Charles, after you know you just can't sub Max, let's go over the finish. But yeah, I mean, Charles might have ended the BMF. I like Charles a lot. But the thing is, yeah, his last few fights have not been as exciting as his title run. His style kind of changed a little bit. You got Yuri in round 2. Ooh, I haven't even broke that fight down yet. I'm gonna have to break that fight down soon. That's a good video idea. That's a good video idea. Let me answer you back. Let me answer you back when I break this fight down. Some fights I don't need to break down, but Yuri versus Solberg might be one of them fights. Yeah, I actually think RoboCop wins. Not saying because of recency bias. Fluffy gets hurt a lot, and RoboCop has good BJJ. That he does. He can cancel out the grappling. You're right. You're right. Now, if RoboCop doesn't go to the body, maybe Fluffy could win. But I think RoboCop hits hard. He should go to the body. I think he goes to the body in his fights sometimes, but he mostly knocks you out to the chin. Does RoboCop look for body shots as well? I forgot. He always chins everybody though, you know? Max is still the BMF. Dude actually pocket boxes with people. I'm very surprised the fight was kind of boring. Damn, I don't know. I think Charles kind of adjusted his style a little bit as he's getting older. I think he's playing a little more cautious. Let's see. Oliveira versus Gamrot was fun, to be fair. But yeah, Oliveira versus Max and Chandler 2 sucked. Yes, Oliveira Gamrot had some good scrambles. You know what? You just need someone with great takedown defense against Oliveira, like Arman or Topuria. I hear ya. I don't know who else. You know what? Yeah, I don't know who else can beat Charles. What's cracking, bro? What's cracking, Drizzy Go? What's cracking? Trash card this week. Some garbage. Oh, yeah, isn't it the Apex card? Josh Emmett? Islam is my new favorite fighter in UFC. You have no idea how insanely overpowered his striking is in his leg kicks. I believe it. Hey, do you guys think Islam ducked Topuria? I got Ilya KO, Potan KO, Lopez dub. You think that hits, bro? Ilya KO, Potan KO. Those are the safest picks to me. Yeah, I mean, I would guess those guys would be the favorites, for sure. For sure. Now, Cyril Gane, he should have a decent chance. He should have a decent chance. Steve Garcia, he's good, but I'm pretty sure Diego Lopez has that taken care of. I'm pretty sure Diego Lopez can beat Garcia. My favorite fight on the card is Pereira versus Gane. That might be the most even fight. Let's see, let's see. This weekend has some decent fights, actually. I'm going to pull up the card right now. Hey, considering how bad UFC, whatever it was, what was it? Max versus Charles was at 326. That was bad. Maybe this Apex card will be better. What's up? What up, Caden? What's up? You guys think Makachev's ducking Topuria or nah? You know, that was the breaking news this week. There was Spanish media saying that Islam got offered the fight against Topuria. And so did Topuria. He confirmed that. White House card. What's up? Yeah, the White House card. That's what's up. Can you guys believe Colby Covington? He potentially bitched out against a Bo Nickel fight on the White House card. Can you? I kind of believe Bo Nickel. Colby Covington would rather sit off the White House card than fight Bo Nickel? Yo, someone's got to explain that to me. I kind of believe Bo. Oralby's fighting Chris Curtis. And Charles Johnson is fighting Bruno Silva. Ooh, Oralby, the caveman. I like it. I like that, yeah. The caveman, Oralby. He's a beast. I mean, his last fight against Jack Hermanson, that was brutal. He knocked out Hermanson just as bad as RoboCop. That shit was brutal. Pereira versus Gane is such a hard fight to predict. I'm leaning Pereira, though. I'm leaning Pereira. But Gane has several advantages. One, his footwork. Two, his evasiveness is like perfect. His evasiveness is very good. He's durable as hell. He might have a better chin than Pereira. But Pereira definitely cracks harder. You can't tell me Pereira won't be cracking harder than Cyril Gane. And Pereira puts the pressure on. He walks you down better. Cyril Gane kind of dances and circles around the outside. But Cyril Gane does have some advantages. He's more elusive. He's a little more loose out there. The amount of popcorn I'm going to buy for Ilya Gaethje. Hey, that is popcorn right there. That could very well be a 40-second fight, though. That could very well end in about 40 seconds. So that White House card is only 6 fights. I'm probably going to stream that fight an hour before it starts. I'm going to be on the stream an hour or two before that card starts. That's on a Sunday. What is one tweak to the card that you would have made? Would you have made like just one tweak that you could adjust to the White House card? Like swapping out Ayman Zahabi for Corey Sandhagen? What's another example? Maybe Lopez versus Yair or Eljo? You know, something like that. What's one tweak you would make to the White House card? Bo Nickel versus Colby? I feel like one little tweak could have saved it and made it a little more hype. But it's still a good card. This weekend's card has to be better than 326. I don't think you can get much worse than 326. That was the worst fucking card I can remember. Okay, we got back-to-back the 2 shittiest cards I've ever seen in my life. UFC Mexico and UFC 326. The UFC should send all their fans fucking a free month of Paramount for a month. Yeah. All the fans deserve a free month of Paramount for that shit. They should have just went to Little Caesars in May instead of New Jersey. Right. Little Caesars. Yeah, Little Caesars Arena. Guys, you won't believe me, but when I went to Little Caesars Arena, UFC 218, guess what the featured main event prelim was? I watched Paul Felder TKO Charles Oliveira live. Can you guys believe that shit? Paul Felder back in 2017 TKO'd Charles Oliveira. People forget, man. People forget. Yes, Mokaev is ducking Topuria because he moved up in weight class. I do think Mokaev would fight Ilya at welterweight, but that would be an unfair fight. Listen, enough people have convinced me. I think it's fair. I think Ilya has the better odds at 55. I think Islam is definitely the bigger fighter at 170. Like, he's enormous at 170. Like, his back, his upper body, he's taller. But the thing is, the Dagestani ducking, I'm going to have to look into it. Khabib always found a way to avoid Tony. And it's kind of looking like Islam is always finding a way to avoid Topuria. And I definitely know Ali Abdelaziz is behind it. I mean, think about it. How can you take down short-ass Topuria? He's already on the floor. He's so short. He's a tough matchup for Islam. And he's very dangerous in that red zone. Like when they're in close quarters, in the phone booth or boxing range, shit. He's dangerous in that red zone. Islam does not want to play around in close quarters with Ilya. But Islam could also head kick him. He can win by head kick, knockout. I mean, anything could happen. That's the fight. That is the fight. What I miss here. Imagine the pressure Gaethje is under. I feel bad for him. Oh, no, I disagree. I disagree. If I'm Gaethje, there is zero pressure on Gaethje's shoulder. I feel like this isn't an American pressure card, all right? I feel like the pressure is on O'Malley because he's fighting a nobody, right? I know he's 7-fight win streak. Gaethje, no one's picking Gaethje to win except Bryce. I feel like Gaethje has no pressure on his shoulders. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm picking Sean Strickland to take out Khamzat or Chimaev. What about you? I'm picking Sean Strickland as well. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Drizzy picks, what do you think? Khamzat or Strickland? I think, you know what? I haven't made a real bet with my money in a long time. I might put a few bones on Sean Strickland. I might put a few chilies on it. I might put a few chilies on that betting line for Sean Strickland. Wow, he's going to be a huge underdog again. I wish they could add another fight. Imagine if they added something like Mario Batista versus Peyton Tabit. That'd be a legit contender fight. Yeah, that'd be a good fight. I'm very, very shocked that Kayla Harrison Nunes isn't on there. I know the neck injury, whatever. I'm shocked that Colby ducked Bozo Frickle. I'm shocked Derek Lewis is on there. Look, it's a good card. The only thing is swap out Zahabi, swap out Garcia. Nothing against Garcia, but as far as household names, and definitely swap out, who was oh my God, Dawkins. Kyle Dawkins. That guy wasn't even in the UFC last year. He does not deserve to be on the biggest card. I'm sorry. He's just some random guy from Philly. Kyle Dawkins is a random guy from Philly. What are we... I know Colby probably ducked, but... Let's see what I miss. Striking only. Who wins? Robelis, Despane, or Cyril Gane? I'm going Cyril Gane. I'm going Cyril Gane. I feel like he's done better against the tougher competition. He's fought everybody. You know what? Cyril Gane is better than what we give him props for. And here's the reason why. You know why I think he's got the unlimited title fight glitch? I think he threw the Jones fight. I think Cyril Gane could have actually did some damage to Jones. I think he threw the fight, and now he's reaping the rewards. That's my theory. I really think he threw the Jones fight. I think that's why he's better than what we give him props for. He just gave up against Jones. Now he's on every big card. Now he's always fighting for a title. Ankalaev really needs to grab a win ASAP. Yuri's about to win the belt soon. Dude can easily get a shot off one win. I agree. Magomed Ankalaev, the Garden Gnome. You need to fight somebody. There's a lot of options for you, bro, since you lost your last fight. One win and you're back. Khabib literally said Mokaev should not fight Topuria. Khabib is one of Islam's handlers. What do you mean by handler? But yeah, exactly. The Dagestani ducking. Khabib dodged Tony. Not saying Tony was guaranteed to win, but Khabib left the country when he was supposed to fight Tony during COVID. And Islam Makhachev is always finding a reason to not fight Ilya. I mean, from the perspective that Gaethje is fighting someone who has knocked out Volk, Max, and Oliveira. Right. Gaethje's... Right, and not only that, Gaethje got dropped by Charles. He got knocked out by Max. I mean, come on. MMA math might actually work in this fight. Ilya versus Gaethje. They better give us a summer card with Islam main event and Petr Yan, Merab 3. Oh, the third fight, the co-main. Woo! Islam Mokaev versus Topuria and Yan versus Merab. That'd be something right there. That'd be something. I think the Gaethje Holloway fight was a bit of a fluke. I think Gaethje is better than people think. I agree with you. Somewhat. That was still one of the most badass knockouts, but Max Holloway did eye poke Justin Gaethje for a second there. Gaethje did get eye poked. On top of that, his nose got shattered from that spinning back kick. He ducked right into it. But yeah, he did get eye poked. I remember so desperately wanting Merab to lose, but then Petr Yan just put him in a world of pain and shows no mercy. And we felt bad a little for him. Yeah, I just wanted the division to be somewhat competitive. Merab definitely took a whooping. Brutal body shots. They looked like those were like rib-crushing kicks. Merab's ribs got crushed. I can't wait for the trilogy, though. I can't wait for it. Who's more likely to win their belt back if they get their rematch? Merab or Pantoja? Let me know. Who's more likely to get their belt back if they get that rematch? Merab or Pantoja? I feel like Pantoja has the better chance of getting that belt back. Yan winning the belt literally added so much color to the world in my eyes. Yeah, as much color as O'Malley's hair, huh? Man, do you guys really wish it was O'Malley Sandhagen, or are you okay with O'Malley Zahavi? Yeah, I'm not saying Gaethje has zero chance. Like, he might have some success kicking Topuria, but beside that, I don't see him having any success. Exactly. I mean, he does fight different according to his opponents, but he had close fights with Fiziev. He got dropped by Charles, submitted, knocked out by Max. The MMA math isn't looking good for Gaethje. It's not looking good. But yeah, of course he has a chance because he does hit somewhat hard. He does hit hard. At least he has a puncher's chance because he's, you know, he's got some power. They're not perfect straight shots, but he's got some weird power. He says he has dense bones. What did I miss here? That's one of the reasons I can never pick Gane. He's willing to throw fights. He definitely threw the Jones fight. I don't know if any other fights look suspicious. But man, that Jones fight. And maybe he was purposely eye-poking Tom Aspinall. That looks suspicious. That looked like he went in the cage with the intention of poking Tom Aspinall. I don't think he threw the fight because they would have to pay him a lot for that. Think about it. It'd be worth it. And maybe they didn't have to pay him as much in money. But they're paying him with these title fights, right? Hey, we'll give you unlimited title fights. You throw the fight. Hey, we'll put you on the biggest card. We're going to the White House. Hey, we'll put you against Aspinall. I mean, I've never seen Gane curl up in a ball like that and give up. Alright? I know Jones is better than Volkov on the ground. I get it, but come on. When has John Jones ever just took someone down and guillotined him like nothing in the past few years? Most of John Jones's submissions are from by former middleweights. Like he guillotined Lyoto Machida, but that was in round 2. You're telling me he can just take down Cyril Gane like it's nothing, choke him out? But he struggled doing that to Lyoto. I don't know. That's just what I think. I think it's more likely that Jones was told months in advance that he would fight Gane. But Gane was only told like a month or two ahead of that fight. So Jones had much more preparation. That's interesting. That's an interesting theory. But, man, when you see how much Gane's getting rewarded, you're like, holy shit. What did this guy do? Did he walk in on Dana and his boyfriend? Like, they're really rewarding Gane. Like, really. But I hear you. It's a good theory. Khabib is rich. Meanwhile, Mokaev still lives in a hut. And Khabib is actually smart. He controls Mokaev with Ali. Yeah, they're definitely remote controlling him. Yeah, Khabib, he always acts like he's never fighting for money. It's legacy. It's legacy. We all fall for it. Then bang. Hits you with the crypto scam like Hamzat. Watching that live, I screamed when he landed that body kick on Merab. It was so brutal. I felt that through the screen. That type of shit knocks the wind out of you. That knocks the wind out of you. Imagine Justin head kicks. Imagine Justin head kicks him though. Because Ilya is a short lad. Whoa. If Justin knocks out Ilya like he did Poirier in the rematch, man. Justin Gaethje is officially the UFC plan killer. He kills everyone's dreams of big fights. Justin Gaethje spoiling the plans once again, that would be pretty crazy. Brady Buckley is moved to May card too. Chimaev, Strickland, man, Imavov got fucked, didn't he? Brady and Buckley, they got moved? What do you mean? Are they still on that Apex card? What do you mean they got moved to May card? Are they still on that same Apex card? Please tell me they moved that fight. They don't need to be in front of Ghost Town. Like, they need to be in front of a crowd. What type of favors does Bo Nickel give behind the scenes to get all this favoritism, though? He's not even that hyped. I don't know. Maybe it started with glazing Trump. Who knows? Maybe he somehow joined their club. Maybe he started with Sandusky. Maybe Sandusky got him in. He might have gave Sandusky the Sunday special. The Sandusky special. Maybe that's how he got in the club. Did you see Brendan Allen called out Imavov for a rematch? Because he was like, the title shot is going to Sean. The title shot is going to Sean. But I would like to see Brendan Allen versus Dricus. Unless Kamaru Usman versus Dricus is in the works. You know what? Brendan Allen should call out the winner of Izzy versus Pyfer. Brendan Allen versus the winner of Izzy versus Pyfer. How about that? Let's see. Bo Nickel even hangs out with Trump. How does he even get that connection? Man, that is a good question. You know. I'd have to look into Bo Nickel a little more. Definitely, but you know, he was with Sandusky. Yeah, who knows how he got in behind the scenes. Bro, imagine how powerful of a celebrity Gaethje would be if he gets that head kick on the front lawn. Biggest icon on earth. Man. Taking out Tony, Patty, and then Ilya. That'd be crazy. He's never won an official title. That would be crazy for Americans. Whoa. Hey, may the best man win. May the best man win. Wow, Gaethje and Cyril Gane are competing for like most title fights. Was just playing a match before I hopped on your stream. Pieced up this dude so hard with Dan Ige. Then he shot on me and got subbed. He was Sean Woodson. What submission did you hit him with? What'd you choke him with? Fighting Sean Woodson in UFC 5 when you're Dan Ige is comedy as hell. The height difference. And then piecing up Woodson. Hey, that happened for real too. The armbar? Nice. When that fight actually went down, I honestly thought Sean Woodson would knock out Ige. I thought he would beat Dan Ige. But damn, I was wrong about that one. What happened to Sean Woodson? Dude hasn't fought since April? Why doesn't that guy fight anymore? I just realized, what the fuck? Don't tell me this guy hasn't fought since April. Oh my god, he hasn't fought since April. This is why I made my last video I made. The last video I dropped, I'm talking about how, like, UFC fighters are being shelved and shit. Like, what's going on with this guy? Why are we going a year without fighting Sean Woodson? What's going on here? I try to like Bo Nickel because he represents himself as a proud American, but he's one of the most insufferable people I've ever heard in my life. That's why I wanted to see Bo Nickel versus Colby Covington. Two American douchebags. I wanted to see who is the true American douchebag. But no, I think Colby backed out. Disappointed in Colby if that's true. Very disappointed in Colby. But he is hopping on an exciting RAF card coming up soon. He was a maxed out prestige level 99 guy picking Sean Woodson. I'm like, bro, ain't no trolling me. So I picked Dan Ige and beat him. Hey, you did it just like UFC 314. You should play your matches before the actual fight happens. Base your prediction off that. I hope we can see Bo Nickel get put out cold. Me too. But I don't know if Dawkins is the guy I want to do it. I don't know if I want Dawkins to do it. You know? I want someone that I'm actually a fan of to get all that shine. But yes, yeah. Bo Nickel got put out cold by Rainer de Quitter. Hey, maybe book that rematch. Oh no, RDR said he's moving up to light heavyweight. How do you guys think that'll do? How do you think that'll work? Will RDR be able to get some wins in light heavyweight? Actually, Whitaker's moving up to light heavyweight as well. What the fuck? Hopefully they don't fight each other again. Remember Sean Woodson and Jourdain in Canada? Woodson won and they raised Jourdain's hand. And he's like, yes, they gifted me the win. Oh my god, they did that? I forgot. Weird. Weird, man. $1 billion company. Come on, guys. Let's raise the right winner's hand. The craziest thing I've ever seen was UFC 205. Woodley won. Then Bruce Buffer's like, I read the scorecard wrong. It's a draw. Remember that? They took Woodley's win away from Wonderboy. Yeah, that's what everyone does when a fight is going ahead. A guy picks someone, so they pick the guy they're fighting. Exactly. Now, does the winner actually end up winning like most of the time or not? I picked Strickland earlier and this guy picked Chimaev. Stuffed every takedown and won by TKO. That's a good sign right there. That's a good sign. I like it. Let me make sure I didn't miss any messages here. Strickland's takedown defense, man. Let's see it. Let's see what it's really about. Fluffy didn't really even get an opportunity to shoot a takedown. Who do you guys want to see Dricus fight? Dricus took down Strickland when they fought. But the funny thing is Dricus told Ariel Helwani and said, I think Sean Strickland has the best chance to beat Hamzat out of anybody in this division. That's what he said. Dricus himself said, Strickland has the best chance to beat Hamzat out of anybody in this division. Dricus should fight Imavov. Dricus has more fight options than anyone in middleweight. Dricus can fight Usman if he moves up. Dricus can fight Allen. Dricus can fight Imavov. You're right. Bro, Dricus has so many options. It's not even funny. It's a good spot to be in if you're Dricus right now. Who do you think Islam gets next? I think Gary. Well, if you're asking me who deserves the fight next, I think it's Ian Gary. I think it's Ian Gary. I think that'll be interesting. I actually think that's an interesting fight. And again, we kind of have that Ireland Dagestan build up. I still think Islam versus Ilya is the biggest fight to make. But, you know, I would like to see Gary Islam. I mean, I think he deserves it. And I'm not even this big Ian Gary fan. Not like anybody is. Strickland's my favorite in the game. So fucking broken and OP. The takedown defense, the blocking stats, the punching accuracy. It sounds like him in real life. He's got the stats maxed out everywhere except the power. Except the power and the volume sometimes. But yeah, he is durable. Strickland is a durable fighter unless he gets punched by Pereira. Yeah, I got Gary by decision. Upset. Gary better than JDM. It'll be a good fight. Ooh, I don't know who I'm picking in that fight yet. I don't know who I'm... That's a good fight, though. Ian Gary has got good footwork. It's hard to even get a takedown on him. He's got good takedown defense. He took Shavkat's back. I'm going to have to do a real breakdown on that fight. A real breakdown. Do you know MMA Joey? He's a big Ian Gary fan. I don't know why. Yes, I know MMA Joey. He's a big Ian Gary fan. Interesting. I have no idea. Did you ever ask him? I have no idea. I do respect how game he is, though. He's down to fight a lot of fighters. I'll give him that. He's very game. And I know he trains his ass off. I know he's going to give everything to his fight. I don't think he's a guy to make excuses. His power is sick in the game. Sean knocks people out cold. We got to find a way to give Sean Strickland, like, for real power. We got to be able to put some heat on that jab of Sean Strickland's. Like some real power. It's a bummer Bryce isn't on the UFC White House. UFC missed a huge opportunity for a big controversy. That's my criticism of UFC. They don't want controversy anymore. I don't get it. They're going corporate. They're going corporate. Like, look at even these grappling tournaments. Look at RAF. Look at Hype. Look at everything else. Look at Bare Knuckle. There's trash talk. There's chaos. There's face-offs. The promoters invested. I mean, even Ronda Rousey went off and said, man, Dana's checked out. He has no stock anymore. You know, the UFC's going corporate. They're just worried about the next quarter. They're just worried about the shareholders. Like, come on, the hardcores make this sport go round, and the hardcores want some controversy. You know, people. That's why I'm like, why do people criticize Arman? That's controversy. That's what we want. We don't want cookie cutter, bubblegum chewing poster boy fighters. I mean, people want to turn Arman into Ayman Zahabi. Like, no, let him be vicious. Let him be a madman. Let's fucking go. Do Morales versus JDM. Michael Morales. Well, they already booked JDM Prates. I think that's the fight. Jack versus Prates. That's a scrap. Now, that's a BMF fight. I say take the BMF belt from Charles. put it on the line for Jack versus Prates. Fan favorite fight. Khamzat subs Sean in 1, but he's fighting Nasruddin next. I hope he's not fighting Imavov next. I mean, to me that wouldn't be as exciting, but Dricus himself said, I think Strickland has the best chance to beat Khamzat. That's what Dricus said. No, the build-up's too big for Khamzat, Sean. We need that fight. Imavov, I'm sorry, bro. That's your punishment for, not having a personality. And look, I always want the best versus the best. But Strickland beat Imavov. I'm still wanting the best versus the best. Let's see. It was a hook to the body. I TKO'd the Chimaev guy after he ate so many body kicks and teeps. You know what? I remember Gilbert Burns was piecing up Khamzat with kicks, overhands. Bro. Damn. What a stylistic nightmare prime Gilbert Burns was for Khamzat Chimaev. People forget. And I think Kamaru Usman could have beat Khamzat in a 5-rounder. I would rather see Usman versus Khamzat for the belt than Imavov versus Khamzat. Isn't that crazy? The controversy would only drive UFC numbers, maybe. They think UFC has promoted freedom too much, so they're turning it down. Who's they? Paramount? Well, that's why they have fans, because freedom of speech. If they get rid of that, they're going to lose tons of fans. People will probably boycott Paramount. UFC is king, but I will say Dana has a problem with the heavyweights. Always beefing with the big boys. Fuck Dana White. What's the point of his press conferences? He's just why is he even there? He doesn't answer a single question. He's always got a stick up his ass. Francis Ngannou and Ronda Rousey just embarrassed him. They're calling out the UFC. Everyone is upset with the UFC right now. Jones, Ngannou, Ronda. Arman can't get fights. Volk wants to be active. Volk couldn't get any fights. This is crazy. Sean Woodson hasn't even fought in a year. Aljamain Sterling can't get fights. Aljamain Sterling's been begging for fights. No one will give Aljo a fight. I heard Pantoja's ready to go. You know what? I just made a video on it. My last video. It was John Jones crashes out over Dana White in UFC. UFC is holding these guys hostage. They don't want to pay them a couple times a year. They just want to pay these guys once a year. Oh, Aljo's finally booked? If that's true, shame on UFC. What, they just made one Instagram post? They gotta deliver the message to me better. They gotta promote it. I had no fucking idea Aljo's booked. That's what I'm talking about. UFC should promote it. I had no idea that was true. Wow. What'd I miss? UFC is king. I will say this. Dana has a problem with the heavyweight. Oh, yeah, I read that. Joey's a contrarian. That's why he likes Gary. No one likes Gary, so he chooses to like him. A contrarian. Yeah, maybe that's how he's getting his views. Maybe that's his tactic to get views. It's all Charles' fault everyone hates UFC right now. I respectfully disagree. Alright, no. Maybe it's Charles' fault that people hate the BMF belt. People hate the UFC because of the owners and Hunter Campbell. The owners, Ari and Hunter, Campbell, TKO. That's why people hate the UFC right now. No freedom of speech, bad matchmaking, no effort. Blame Ari Emanuel, the owners, and Hunter. We can't give Charles the blame for why the UFC isn't doing well. You know, we can blame Charles about the BMF belt, though. He kind of ended it. Morrell's better than Prates. Is he? I mean, that'd be a good fight, but Morrell's has only got one legit, like, huge win. In my opinion. I need to see one more. But yeah, he is a powerhouse, isn't he? He's a powerhouse. He is dangerous. No doubt about it. He is fucking dangerous, though. I'll give him that. Hopefully vampire crabs don't get extinct before I grab mines. Hell no, they better not let them. That's a badass creature right there. Dana had smoke with Hunt. Oh yeah, Mark Hunt, Francis, now Jones. I don't think he has real smoke with Jones, but because he always glazed him. But yeah, Dana's treated everybody bad. You know? Like, what the fuck? I'm sure he has beef with more fighters, but they're just afraid to say anything. Bro, could UFC leadership be worse? I think DEI hires might do better. I don't think it can get worse. It's almost like they're purposely trying to run it down the drain. I mean, I feel like you get the top 5 MMA YouTubers, we could run the ship right. This is the problem with greedy billionaires. They suck the soul out of all the fun. Greedy billionaires. They don't understand what it's like to be a fan. They don't know what it's like to have passion for the sport. You know, they just suck the soul out of all the fun. Aljo's booked in April against the law. That's crazy. See, if we had better promoters, I would have known that already. That's crazy. What else? You're picking the Roll Murphy by Brutal KO? I got Murphy dub. Murphy's good. I think I'm going Masvar, though. I think I'm going Masvar decision. I don't know how confident I am in Murphy's grappling. Murphy's good. I'd like to see him get a win, but right now I'm leaning Masvar. Yes, Morales would KO Islam stiff. Woo, that'd be a fight. That'd be a good fight. Okay, basically, fight Gary, fight Morales, fight Topuria. Just listen, Islam, stay the fuck away from Kamaru Usman. I like Kamaru Usman. But either move up to middleweight, fight Dricus, then get a title fight. Or stay at welterweight and fight Morales. Usman versus Morales. How about that? My favorite fight of all time is Mokaev versus Oliveira after 326. After UFC 326. Oh, man. Now, that's when Charles was at his most exciting. That 3 title fight run. Yeah. Oh, man. But Topuria did him worse. Topuria did Charles worse. Islam's days are numbered. I think Ilya Morales would KO him. And Gary has a good shot at a decision W over him. But right now, Islam is special. Great resume. I agree. There are a ton of dangerous fights for Islam Makhachev right now. They're all dangerous. You're right. Ilya, Morales, Gary, all tough fights. Every single one of them. I bet Islam does not fight every single one of them. If he fights Usman, oh my God, we got to give him so much shit. We got to let him feel the wrath. When the UFC leadership and even fighters talk about what fights they want to see... Hold on. When UFC leadership and even fighters talk about what fights they want to see, it always comes off as very out of touch. Oh my God. It's so out of touch. Exactly. Because the UFC wants to pay the no-name pennies, right? Because no-names will take pennies to get big opportunities. Kyle Dawkins, Ayman Zahabi, Steve Garcia. UFC wants the no-names to get the big spotlight because no-names take pennies for the big opportunities. That's why they won't declare a true number one contender anymore. They don't want any fighter to have leverage. Notice how it took them like 3 months. We still haven't even had an official title fight confirmation for Islam. It still hasn't been officially confirmed. What are we waiting on? Gary already fought. Morales already fought. Who are you picking? Ilya's booked against Gaethje. Why is there no Kamaru Usman news? Are they deciding on who's going to take the fight for cheaper? Gary or Morales? Like, what's going on? Bingo. Yeah, I think I hit the nail on the head. Merab's title run was pretty fucking funny, to be honest. Like how all these guys are taking turns one by one trying to kill him. And then Jan finally got it done. That was an awesome title run. He fought like a champion. He took on Sandhagen. He took on O'Malley twice. Who else? He beat Umar. And look at O'Malley ducking Corey Sandhagen. I say O'Malley ducked Sandhagen because he never asked for that fight. Sandhagen wanted it. O'Malley just tucked his tail between his legs and said, no, I'm getting Petr Yan or Ayman Zahabi. I get it. UFC just wants him to have a master class, you know, like a boxing type easy victory against Ayman Zahabi. Come on. Come on. We wanted Sandhagen. That's why I hate the matchmakers. If I could fight anybody in the octagon right now, it'd be the matchmakers. Merab ain't shit now. Petr Yan smacked him. Merab survived all those rounds, though. I mean, yeah, he ate some devastating strikes. My God. But hey, that was a lot of weight cuts in 1 year. He does deserve a rematch. He does. Being a heavyweight or light heavyweight must have been so fun watching Merab's title run. Because they're so small compared to him and they're like trying to kill Merab. I know. The lighter man's skill. The lighter man's skill is crazy. Like, heavier fighters love watching the little fighters go at it. Because, you know, at heavyweight, we just get a lot of blobs. And they're just slugging. You know, it's amazing how much more skilled the lighter weight classes are. It's amazing. Yeah, I wish heavy... So, and here's another reason why we don't have all these awesome heavyweights. Because they're going to other sports. Because they're hearing about the fuckery going on in the UFC. So all these bigger dudes... Man, they're going to NFL, NBA. They're going to boxing. They're going here. They're going there. If UFC treated their fighters right, we would have a stacked heavyweight division. We would get all those athletes. I know it. I'm trying to get to heavyweight, man. Let me try to get to heavyweight. I need another protein shake or two, and then I'll be able to get to heavyweight. I gotta keep training. If I was a heavyweight or light heavyweight, and I'm watching bantamweights fights, I'd be laughing my ass off the whole time. I know. They're like Tasmanian devils, just spinning around, running around. They're like your cat at 3 in the morning, just sprinting across the kitchen. Like, oh my... Heavyweights get dizzy watching bantamweights fight. They get dizzy watching those fights. Jake Paul might set up Jones versus Francis. Somehow I would go Francis by KO. That would be crazy. I would go Francis as well. I would go Francis. Unless John Jones runs away the whole time. Which I don't see how if they're trapped in a cage. I'm going Francis. About to play as Mackenzie Dern right now. That's what's up. The champion, Mackenzie Dern. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, your favorite female fighters are Valentina, Macy Barber, right? That's what's up. I'm sure you'll win. I don't doubt you at all. What's up with, speaking of women's fights, you know, I'm actually, like, shocked. We haven't heard any update about Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes. I'm going to start wearing a backpack with weight while doing push-ups and pull-ups and see if I can put on muscle from that. That's what's up. Now, do you have a pull-up bar? I don't recommend using a weight until you can do at least... Can you do at least 10 normal pull-ups in a row? If so, go for it. Add the weight. Speaking of working out, you know, we got the protein shake. Let's go. We're bulking up to heavyweight. Let's fucking go, man. Islam Makhachev, you better watch out, bro. You better watch out, man. I'm bulking to 170, bro. Let's fucking go. I'm going. What else did I miss? Natalia's my favorite. Nunes and Val are the best, bro. I would say Nunes is the best female ever to do it in the UFC. I would say so. Yeah, on paper, I would say so. She knocked out Cyborg, knocked out Holly, beat Valentine. Yep. I can do 14 pull-ups for 3 sets. That's good. What's your favorite one? The pull-up, which is palm outwards. The chin-up, which is palm inwards, facing towards you. Or, you know, the hammer grip, where you do the pull-ups with the hammer grip. What's your favorite grip? I need to bulk KFC for... Wait, what? I need to bulk KFC for Teamy, bro. You're gonna bulk with KFC? That's called a dirty bulk right there. You'll bulk up. I don't know if you'll get shredded, though. But you'll definitely bulk. Real punch all the way. All right, Drizzy, go. I'll give you this. You got the fight prediction right. But, man, Charles, man, we just needed a little more action out of him. Just a little more. But I am very shocked that his wrestling did get a lot better. I will give Charles that. His wrestling improved a little bit. Chin-ups feel better, but I'm a little worse at them. Chin-ups are easier for me than the pull-up. Isn't that crazy? Chin-ups are a lot easier for me, but they work a little more bicep. Pull-ups are the best, bro. I did 4 sets of 8 today at the gym. Nice. Nice. Did you do back and bicep today? What muscle group did you hit? I'm so glad I got a pull-up bar. I'm not bulking necessarily, but I'm trying to eat more so I can look like I did a few years ago when I was in high school. Was that your athletic peak in high school? Was the best shape you were ever in high school? I'm guessing it was. So, how did you get in that peak shape? Was it sports? What about high school put you in that peak shape, in the best shape you ever felt? You must have been playing something. Track and field, football, or just hitting the gym more? Yeah, when I was in high school, senior year, I would lift weights every day with my friends. Nice. Nice. And that was the best shape you were ever in, huh? So what weight are you when you're in your peak shape? What weight do you get to? Make sure you get those protein shakes. Damn. There's a lot in this one. Oh my God. Back sesh, bro, was good. I was in and out. LOL, 20-minute sesh. I'm 84 kilograms. Too light. I need to bulk up to 90 kilograms at least. I'm 6'1". I'm a monster, though. I'm a killer. I would sleep Ilya, LOL. 160-something pounds. I'm not very big. Okay. 160. Okay, okay. That's not horrible. That's not horrible. Unless you're like well over 6 feet, I could see that looking or appearing very skinny. You know? I think O'Malley's 160. I think Sean O'Malley is 5'11", 160. Are you more bulky? Or are you more jacked than Sean O'Malley? Physique-wise. Because Sean O'Malley, he's got a bird's chest, you know. But that's why he sells, right? People want to see that scrawny, lengthy dude knocking people out. And by the way, back day is the best muscle group to work out. It's my favorite. I don't know why. Some people like working arms and biceps the most. I think back day is the most fun muscle group to work out. 160-something pounds. I'm not very big. Alright, alright. Yeah. 160. What is 84 kilograms in pounds? Let me look it up. Okay, it sounds like everyone is trying to put on some mass. Everyone's in the same boat. Oh. Okay, okay. Okay. Wait, I don't think Drizzy Goat said he's bulking. Okay, and you just did a 20-minute workout. Is that all you need? That's kind of short. How do you do your workout so quick? I know you know what you're doing, obviously. If you're going in and out that quick. So 84 kilograms in pounds. That's 185. All right, Drizzy, go. You're middleweight. You're a middleweight, bro. You're probably like around what Arman walks at. Maybe a little heavier than Arman. I don't know, honestly. I don't compare myself to others, honestly. I just try and look better than yesterday. Hey, that's the true goal. It's you versus you. That's the truth. It's you versus you. I hear you. I hear you. Wow, a 20-minute workout though. That's something. That's literally in and out. Wow. I can do a half-hour workout. I don't know if I've ever done just a 20-minute. Like actually at the gym. Oh my God. But I've been doing a lot of grappling, you know. Grappling, it's aerobic. It's anaerobic. So, you know, that's a lot of cardio. I just have to make sure I strength train after the grappling so my body doesn't fall apart. Because, man, if you only do jiu-jitsu, John Dong, you probably know. Like, if a lot of people in jiu-jitsu, they don't do strength and conditioning at home. And their shoulders always fucked up. You know, because they're not building their body back together with the weights. Like a lot of people who avoid the home workouts, they get injured a lot. Or they get tired quicker sometimes. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Oh yeah, strength and conditioning is important for BJJ. It is. Like, you don't have to do it. But if you want to get less injured, and if you want your jiu-jitsu to get better, you should do it. You'll notice a difference. You know, some people actually think they'll get better technique if they're weaker. I don't believe that shit at all. Some people think, yeah, I'm just gonna stay weak because, and then I'll be forced to work on technique. I'm like, dude, you could still work on technique flawlessly while being strong. You know, being strong can help your technique as well. I mean, it can. You'll be able to pull off more moves. Yeah, I don't think being weak is has anything to do with technique. Like, I get it. If people are heavier than you, then you gotta, like, really work on your game. But I wouldn't stay weak. I would not stay weak. I'm telling you. Strength is a skill and a technique in jiu-jitsu. I heard some gyms will make their warm-ups hard for that reason. To get you tired so you use more technique. I hate that. I'll tell you what's wrong with that. Okay. If your jiu-jitsu class is only an hour long, if a gym has hard warm-ups, then F that gym. I think warm-ups should be done at home. Okay? Because if people are paying, listen, you get better at jiu-jitsu by doing more jiu-jitsu. I'm not going to waste 20 to 30 minutes on warm-ups. Okay, this is what I'll finally say about it. This should be your only warm-up in the jiu-jitsu gym. Doing the technique. Getting a sweat by drilling the technique. That's your warm-up. You know? To me. I've never played sports or watched sports. I just like UFC. I don't care about other things. I mean, watching MMA is my favorite. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I hear you. But you know what made me want to train jiu-jitsu? Watching the fights. Because I'm always like, I know exactly what's going to happen on the ground, but I don't just want to be someone talking from the sidelines. Like, I want to get in there on the mats so I could actually so my words can have a little more weight. Some warm-ups are important, like shrimping, break falls, etc. Also neck bridges. But whenever gyms make you run laps, that's dumb. Okay, luckily for us, we're purple belts. I don't know about where you're from, but where I'm from, purple belts do not have to do warm-ups. That's number one. Purple belts do not have to do warm-ups. Now, there is a debate with Ryan Hall questioning, is shrimping that important? There is a debate questioning that. I do BJJ and kickboxing for a year. That's awesome. That's awesome. What did you like better? What one made you feel better? DC versus Brock Lesnar at the White House. Man, I wanted that fight so bad. After UFC 220, what was it? UFC 226? What was it? W to the channel. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you. I'm glad it's a W stream. Wait, was it UFC 226? When Brock Lesnar got in the cage? Yup. Yup. Man, what happened to that fight? It was supposed to be Cormier versus Lesnar back in 2018. But what happened is Brock Lesnar did that just for show. He stayed with the WWE. I bet Dana was going to pay him fucking pennies. Or the UFC. Kickboxing, because in BJJ I'd always get choked out by everyone. Hey, I did too. I did too. But you know, I'm still here 9 years later. 8.5 years later, 9 years later, whatever. But yeah, okay. So, are you a better striker than grappler? Did you hit people in the face more than they hit you? Or are you kind of timid? Are you kind of scared to strike? Because it's either you're afraid to take a punch or you're not. In most cases, you're either absolutely petrified of taking a punch or you're not. But that's why you need good training partners. They shouldn't try to knock you the fuck out. They should hit you, but not full blast. DC won beating Stipe because of the eye poke. Oh yeah, that first round knockout. There was an eye poke. I am so happy Stipe won the rematch. Actually, I think that's the greatest heavyweight title fight of all time. Stipe Miocic versus Daniel Cormier #2. That was a scrap. I'm trying to think of a better heavyweight title fight. I was hyped for Uberim versus Lesnar. I was hyped for Kane versus Junior Dos Santos. Those were good. But competitively, I'm talking. Man, that's the fight I'm hyped for the most in 2026. Hamza Chimaev versus Sean Tarzan Strickland. Ha, I remember when he was Tarzan. Wait. If I told you, if you got to pick Islam versus Topuria or Sean versus Hamza, you're picking Sean Strickland versus Hamza? I like Sean Strickland versus Hamza, but my fight of the year would have to be Ilya Topuria versus Islam Mokaev. But I still like that fight. I went to a gym that had the dumbest warm-ups. They had us do something called butt scoots. I fucking hate that shit. I hate that shit. You would sit on the mat and keep only your butt on the ground and keep your hands and legs off the floor. I hate that. You know, yeah, you would push off with your hand and get your ass off the floor and you'd keep scooting forward and backward. Look, I like the front roll. I like the back roll. I think break falls are cool. But other than that, I mean, I would rather just drill the technique. Whoever's drilling the technique more is going to understand the game more. That's just what I think. Then you would kind of use your hips to walk forward. Like, what the fuck is the point of that? I like warming up with takedowns. I like taking shots. You know, practicing the takedowns. But I think the best warm-up is drilling. Drill slow. And then, like Firas Zahabi said, like you drill slow, then pick the speed up as you go. And get a sweat. That is the best warm-up. Doesn't get better than that. Which is more worth it? Learning wrestling plus submission game or just BJJ? Oh, that's easy. Wrestling plus submission game. Yes. It's more worth it for MMA and self-defense. Unless your only goal is a jiu-jitsu medal. Damn, I would definitely add that wrestling in. It's so fun. Hard to explain, but you would kind of kick your leg forward to give yourself the momentum to walk forward. Yep. Yeah, what? Butt scoots. Now, that is called gaying out jiu-jitsu. Butt scooting. That's called gaying out jiu-jitsu. Yes, I can take a punch and I could land leg kicks and question mark kicks. Oh, you got that Taekwondo style. All right. Nice. I love the kicks. I think my favorite kick is the front push kick or the snap kick. Up the middle, right to the gut. At Nico Belic. You can learn BJJ and learn takedowns. It's not mutually exclusive. John, you're right. But here's the thing. In some jiu-jitsu gyms, don't teach takedowns. Isn't that a shame? Some jiu-jitsu gyms don't teach takedowns. I hope that number's getting smaller as time goes on, but I've seen it before. But I hope most gyms aren't like that. I'm just getting high right now. Hell yeah, blazing one up for the stream. That's how you do it. Man, I rolled a fatty for the Arman and the Bryce Mitchell Gene Silva grappling match. Sean's getting subbed by Hamzat. Get off Strickland's nuts already. He would lose to Nazaddin if they rematched. And that nerd would beat Sean as well. I think he is the 5th best at 185. Man, I don't know. I feel like Strickland would beat Caio Bahaio. And I don't see him versus Malvov going much different. I don't see that fight playing out any different. Ilya versus Islam, easy. I say it's the greatest fight in all of combat sports history. It's bigger skill for skill. Oh, shit. I missed it. I know what you're saying, though. Oh, there it is. Did I miss it? It's a bigger skill for skill matchup than DC versus John Jones. Interesting. Hey, I mean, I kind of agree. DC versus John Jones was the most skilled matchup at the time, back in 2015. But 11 years later, I would say Topuria Mokaev is the biggest skill matchup. Right. You know, there's a plaza in front of my house with the dispensary. And they have a special on Mondays where dabs and the cartridges are $30 off. I can get a gram for $20 Canadian. Yeah, you told me about that. What did they call it? Not Moonrock Mondays. They called it something. They had a funny name for it, right? Yeah, you told me. That's good. You go there every Monday. Get the special. Can I get that Monday special? Bo Nickel got the Sandusky special. Exactly. Drilling is the best warm-up. Drillers make killers. I agree. Zahabi to beat O'Malley, bro, at the White House. Clown going... Zahabi to beat O'Malley, bro, at the White House. The clown's going down. What? What? What the hell? What did I just read? Zahabi's going to beat O'Malley. Look, I think Zahabi, he's a smart fighter, but I just don't know how dangerous he is. He barely won his last 2 fights. They were very debatable on who won. Very debatable. It barely beat Cheeto. I mean, by the skin of his teeth. I don't know. I think O'Malley can definitely set him up with something and snipe him. What's $20 Canadian? Like 14 US dollars? I think so. I think so. That's a good gram deal right there. Especially if it's some pure potent stuff. Not $30 off. I mean 30% off. Right, right. I'm a boxer. Fuck everything else. We sticking with fists. I respect boxing, but man, I hate watching it for entertainment. I cannot turn on the TV and watch boxing. I can't. I would rather watch Raf. But I would rather watch my 2 friends box in my front yard than watch professional boxing. I'll tell you that. Yeah, not learning takedowns is dumb. It is. Boxing will always forever be king. Hell no. Dude, I'm telling you. I would love to watch my friends box in my front yard, in my backyard, or I'll watch 2 hobos box, or I'll watch a street fight with hands, or I'll hit the pads, do boxing drills, workouts. I'll boxing spar. I love that. But as far as watching professional boxing on TV, I'd rather watch Raf. I went to the gym where Waldo Cortez Acosta trains. Oh yeah, you went to AZ, right? Yeah, Arizona. Shout out Arizona. I think that's where he trains. Yeah, but practicing wrestling muscle strength plus adding submission will be great. Absolutely. Wrestling helps you with the scrambles. It makes you stronger and more explosive. It's a different type of pressure that the normal jiu-jitsu guys aren't used to. That Fluffy is just a turd. My one critique with Fluffy is, what is he doing hanging around? Why is that his coach? Aspen Ladd, the guy who Sean Strickland called out, her husband is Fluffy's coach? That's my only critique of Fluffy. Bro, you got to get that guy off your team. That guy's a fucking weirdo. You grabbing GTA 6? Hey, who knows? Who knows? If I do, I'll let you know for sure. I'm sure you'll get it before me, though. You gonna pre-order it? At Drizzy Go, when a wrestler will grab you, he will squeeze the juice out of you. All your boxing will go in vain. That is true. Unless they hit you with the counter uppercut. But I think the wrestler has the odds on their side. But any martial art is better than no martial art. Let's just keep it real. Doesn't matter if you train wrestling, boxing, jiu-jitsu, or MMA's the best, but any martial art is better than no martial art. I don't care what you do. You'll beat any average Joe just with one martial art. It's true. Jose Aldo got robbed against Sahabi. I agree. I think I agree. I have to rewatch it, but yeah, that was close. Man, I wish Aldo pulled that off. What a horrible retirement. The UFC did Aldo so dirty. You know what they should have did for his retirement? They should have sent Dominic Cruz and Jose Aldo off into the sunset. They should have made them fight each other. A legend fight for their last fight. And they could have fought each other and rode off into the sunset. You don't put Aldo in there against fucking lame-ass, boring NPC Ayman Zahabi. Sugar will get it done for America. No doubt America. Sean Strickland is the most likely to get a win on that White House card, I think. Our boy Volkov is going to put Waldo in a world of pain. Oh yeah, they booked that. What card are these fights on? You know, the UFC, they're not informing me about these matchups really well. And you said they moved Buckley versus Brady to May. Is that true? Is that true? What card is all these new fights getting put on? At the end of 2026, you only have one choice: GTA 6 or Ilya versus Islam. Good question. Good question. A lot of people might disagree with me, but I'm going Ilya versus Islam. I feel so bad for Volkov. He's clearly so fucking committed to the game and training so hard. And they keep giving Gon the big fights. Hey, because I think Gon did him a solid for that John Jones fight. At Nico, nah, I'm team boxer. Striking will always be king. Do you box a lot? What kind of if you train boxing, I'm guessing you do. Do you train once a week? 5 times a week? Or do you just hit the bag whenever you get the chance? At Drizzy go watch James Toney versus Randy Couture. Ooh. That is the one time a boxer stepped in the UFC and he got double leg takedown and beat up on the ground instantly. And ever since then, no boxer has stepped foot in the UFC. Looking at Misfits' Wikipedia page is so funny, because the list of champions has Tony Ferguson as middleweight and everyone else is just some random NPC. That's hilarious. That's actually hilarious. Tony, probably my favorite fighter of all time. That was so fun watching Prime Tony Ferguson. Tony and Prime McGregor were my favorite fighters of all time. El Kukui. He's the middleweight boxing misfit champ or whatever. Oh my god. Volkov is getting old though. He is. Volkov is Paddy Pimblett's dad. Paddy Pimblett evolves into Alexander Volkov. Yeah, Buckley Brady is in May now. It's for sure. What's the card called? I see an event. I only see 2 events in May. Are you talking about UFC Macau? Isn't that China? There's no way they're fighting in China. What May card are you talking about? I can't find it. Sean Strickland is insufferable. Some shit he says is so fucking annoying. And then on the other hand, some shit he says is so fucking awesome. You know? You never know. But his last post-fight presser, when they cut off the mic, that was perfect. He went in on Aspen Ladd's coach or husband. Oh, I'm going into a fight. I'm Shemaev. He's Strickland. Make sure you fight boring. You're using Hamzat after all. Make sure you lay down on him and hump him. Paddy is Charmander. Volkov is Charizard. Right. Who's Charmeleon? Who the fuck's Charmeleon? I seen a fighter that looked like Paddy Pimblett on steroids before. It would have to be a welterweight or a middleweight, wouldn't it? But yeah, and then Henry Cejudo. Henry Cejudo is Squirtle. And Kelvin Gastelum is Blastoise. Henry Cejudo evolves into Kelvin Gastelum. No doubt about it. You can't convince me otherwise. Henry Cejudo is Pikachu, actually. Oh my god. So many fighters evolve into each other. I never even thought about that. I never even thought about that shit. Wait, I got a message I missed. Good stuff though, bro. You're my friend. We have a good fight when Yuri faces Ulberg. Good stuff though, bro. You're my friend. We have a good fight when Yuri faces Ulberg. I have Berg by KO all day, and I have Jay Van to beat up the Jap. Ooh. Okay, I'm rooting for Yuri. I do not have an official pick yet on Ulberg versus Yuri. That is a tough one. I really got to watch more tape. That is a tough one. I am a little worried for Yuri. I hope he gets it done. But I am a little worried for Yuri. Cyril Gane is Venusaur. Why is that? Why is he him? Oh, man. Bryce Mitchell and Sean Strickland are clearly playing characters, honestly. Sean Strickland? Yeah. Bryce? I'm going to need more convincing. I need more convincing that Bryce is playing a character. Are you saying Bryce isn't truly all about Jesus? I need more convincing for. I mean, if his character is how he loves Jesus, I disagree. I think he actually worships the Bible, but I think Sean Strickland's playing a character a little bit. But Bryce, I don't know. Not so much, I don't think. Sometimes people just speak facts and speak their truth, and they turn into a character organically, I guess. But I don't know if he's fabricating anything. Man. Like, do you think Ark Insanity episode number 1 was a character? I don't know. That'd be... I feel like that was truly how he feels. Because Cyril Gane's eyes are like Venusaur. Look it up. What? I can't picture the resemblance. But I don't know. I don't see the resemblance there. Maybe he's Machamp. Maybe Cyril Gane is Machamp. I think that's who you're thinking. Did I miss something? Okay. I might have missed something here. Oh, yeah. Drizzy Goat with the trash talk. Drizzy Goat said, Nico, go watch these nuts. In response to go watch James Toney versus Randy Couture. Hey, I recommend watching, you know, it's a good fight to study. If you're a boxer. Now, remember when Terrence Crawford was talking shit to Buckley? Terrence Crawford was talking that... What was he saying? That MMA fighters suck or something? And then Buckley said, dude, in a real street fight, I'd knock you out. And Terrence Crawford immediately resorted to, no, man, I'd have a weapon. In my opinion, that proves that Buckley would clean you up. We're talking unarmed combat. I think Terrence Crawford gets annihilated in a hotel lobby against Terrence Crawford. I mean, against Buckley. Buckley annihilates Crawford if they're in a hotel lobby. No doubt about it. Bryce hangs out with Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. That should tell you something. That is a little odd. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. That is a little odd. Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. I'll give you that. That is a little odd. I don't know what to think of that. But you do bring up a good point. But I don't know. I mean, interesting. Interesting. I don't keep up with Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens, so I don't know what they're about. I don't know what they're about too much. But yeah, they are celebrity figures, right? They are a little Hollywood. That is interesting. That would be a great question to ask Bryce about. That'd be a great question to ask Bryce. I think I missed something. Crawford also bullies civilians, and non-fighters defeat his ego. Damn, really? What, is there footage of him starting fights with random people? Just random civilians? Is Terrence Crawford... Okay, I didn't see that. What non-fighters is he picking on? Wow. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Make sure you guys like and sub. The more subs, the closer I am to getting that vampire crab. Nathan won't leave me alone about it. I said around 1,000 subs, I'm getting that vampire crab. Nice. Next fight, he's Ilya and I'm Justin Gaethje. Oh, man. Ilya's going to win that. No, you know what? If you're controlling Justin Gaethje, I think you could beat him. I feel like you can beat most people online. It will be so satisfying to watch Buckley head kick KO Crawford. Crawford would never agree to an MMA fight, but yeah. In a fantasy world, that would be so satisfying. Crawford knows what it is. Crawford knows he'd be on the highlight reel. No doubt about it. Tom Aspinall has aged poorly, bro. I see him getting KO'd by Potan for the strap after Potan KO's gone. I think Shama will go down as the GOAT, overtaking Jones. Interesting. Interesting. I can definitely see Pereira potentially earning that GOAT status. But I think Tom Aspinall is the worst matchup for Pereira. I think Tom Aspinall is a terrible matchup for Pereira. But yeah, his legacy or whatever you call it, his legacy or his fight, his UFC reputation is aging poorly. I agree. His reputation's almost ruined. I mean, no one even remembers he's the heavyweight champion. Like, I can't even believe he's still the heavyweight champion. No one promotes him. No one talks about him. I mean, that eye surgery stuff was some of the weirdest shit. Now he's signing with Eddie Hearn. What is going on? Gaethje fun as fuck to use. You have no idea. Yeah, he's just... It's like a BMF fight with Gaethje every time. I believe you. He fights like a hockey player. Just like a hockey scrap. What else did I miss? Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Pereira Ken goes the GOAT. He might be champ. Pereira might be champ. Wait, are we going to consider Pereira a 3-division champ if he beats Gane? Or no? Because it's the interim. Let me know. Is Pereira an official, legit 3-division champ if he beats Gane? Nah, I think Ilya and Islam will take over GSP and Jones as the new GOATs. And John Jones only has himself to blame for that. Because John Jones Went quacking. He went ducking. It's very possible, but I will say this. They might not stay around long enough to be considered taking over John Jones' spot. I hate to say it, but I could see Ilia Topuria having maybe 2 more fights and then go into boxing. If Topuria only fights 2 more times, including Gaethje, he cannot be the GOAT. He needs more than 2 more fights. You gotta have somewhat of a career. I get it. The goal is to get in, get rich, get out. But man, you gotta stay around a little longer than 2 more fights if you're Topuria. But he wants to go the McGregor route, right? He wants to go the McGregor route. But I think if Topuria fights often, knocks out 5 more top-notch fighters, he could be the GOAT. Or just beats them in general. Tom would finish Poatan in 50 seconds. I think Aspinall is a terrible matchup for Pereira. I agree. I don't know about 50 seconds, but style-wise, Tom is huge. He's a huge heavyweight. Pereira will beat Gane, and then he will be Kimura'd by Tom. I can see that happening. Crybaby Tom, lol. He's doing nothing but crying, not fighting. Interesting. It's not looking good for Tom. There's still fans that aren't convinced about his eye. They still think he's faking it. Whether it's true or not, it's just not looking good for Tom. But it does suck that Gane is getting rewarded for the eye poking. You know, and it sucks that the UFC doesn't automatically take a point. Tucker Carlson, a big news media figure, and also Candace Owens is as well. They both left the mainstream to start saying very similar things to what Bryce started saying after them. But do you think Bryce is a good person or no? Do you think Bryce is a good guy or a fake good guy like John Jones? I guess that's my question. Because maybe I don't get why he's hanging around public figures. I would like to just think that they're putting on a good act. I remember when Bryce supported Trump, but now he retracted that. Because now he clearly sees what's going on. What do you think? Fuck, man, they shouldn't put on a BMF title fight unless both dudes are established kickboxers. Like Max and Gaethje. Right, I hear you. You know who else should fight for that BMF? You know what fits that criteria? JDM and Carlos Prates. Put the BMF on that fight. The BMF belt originated at 170. The BMF belt, to me, is a 170-pound belt. It started with Nate and Masvidal. And that's the facts. What did I miss? I think if Islam beats Michael Morales and Ian Gary, he is above GSP. 100%. 100%. If Islam Makhachev beats Morales and Ian Gary, you put him above GSP on the Mount Rushmore. You can't. If he beats those two guys, those are tougher competition than GSP has faced. You gotta admit it. GSP's never fought the equivalent of a Michael Morales. And I don't know if GSP's ever fought anyone with the fight IQ of an Ian Gary. I just put this dude in a world of pain because he did. I just put this dude in a world of pain because he didn't want to touch gloves with me. Pissed me off. Hey, shit. Oh, man. Next fight, you should fake the glove touch and just knock his ass out. That's what I would do. Bryce is either a dumb guy or a bad guy who is playing a character. Man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, man. Why am I convinced Bryce worships Jesus? It's going to be hard to unconvince me of that. It's going to be hard to unconvince me of that. Carlos Pratt. I mean, Bryce went on Instagram. He got anti-Semite of the year. He called out the fake books, right? He's saying Jesus is Lord. You know, it's gonna take some convincing for me to think otherwise. I think Bryce is a good guy. I hope he's a good guy. He's the last sliver of hope I have with, like, you know, public figures. Carlos Prates is the uncrowned BMF. Winner of Jack vs. Prates should get a BMF belt. Now that's a BMF fight. I think Carlos Prates vs. Jack is going to be top 3 most exciting fights of the year. That is such a fucking fight. I think I'm going Prates. Who you guys got? I think I'm going Prates. I don't fake glove touch people unless I'm playing as John Jones, because his spinning wheel kick is lightning speed and he's a troll. Yeah, and you could reach him from far away. Right. Bro, when Bryce was pictured with Tucker and Candace, he was also with Colby. Yeah, that makes sense. Colby Covington goes to those events. So you got to do the spinning back kick fake glove touch with John Jones. Okay, I hear you. I hear you. It only works with him. Yeah, that spinning back kick. Hey, he developed that at 37 years old. Don't forget. So you got to do it, John. I read that. Austrian Painter was a good guy too. Media convinced you that he was evil. Oh, yeah? Let's see here. The media convinced people otherwise, huh? Interesting. I don't think I know much about Austrian Painter. I don't think I heard too much about it. Going into the next match, I'm Pavlovich and he's picking Tom Aspinall. Oh shit. We got a Russian versus a Brit. Aspinall is the best in this game. So scary. I'm so high right now fighting people. Well, if that's the case, you should play as Nate Diaz. Oh, Austrian Painter. I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about. You're talking about Mustache Man. Hold on. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I think YouTube delete my comments, bro. LOL. Hey, what about Bryce speaking up about Mustache Man in the fake school books? You know? We'll see. I mean, Dana White doesn't usually hate bad people. Dana White usually loves bad people. And we know Dana White made a whole press conference dissing Bryce, calling him the dumbest motherfucker out there. But yeah, if you sent a comment other than oh, I see it. I found it. I have it on this chat, not on the PC. Just like how Tucker says similar things and gets called an anti-Semite. Yeah, he's in the CIA if you look into his history. I believe that about Tucker because he's so famous. Yeah, it is weird that Bryce likes him. But maybe he's putting on a good one for Bryce. I don't know. But hey, Bryce is trying to get everyone to be saved from World War III, right? You know, Bryce is preaching, get your farms ready. Get your weaponry ready. And get your Bibles ready. You know? I don't know. I hear you. Hanging out with anyone that big profile probably isn't good. But interesting. I haven't heard Bryce say anything to try to sway people into a bad direction yet. So until I hear that, I don't know. I don't know. I would have to first hear Bryce try to sway people into a bad direction. So far, I just feel like he's giving people fair warnings and he's speaking facts. But you know, my opinion can change, but right now, I think Bryce is a good guy. I hope he is. Dana has to say it because owners and CEOs of UFC's parent companies are juice box emojis. Exactly. He got the call. He got the call. We know who rules the world. We know who runs this world. And they called Dana White up. Exactly. Yep. Let's see. Yeah, there was another big name. Russell Brand went to Bryce Mitchell's gym. That was pretty weird. Even though I don't know much about Russell Brand either. I know he's obviously Hollywood, right? But yeah, someone just needs to warn Bryce about these Hollywood people. Someone just got to get it through Bryce's head about the Hollywood peeps. I think Bryce Mitchell and Gene Silva made up after the wrestling match. They definitely made up. Who do you think will take Khamzat's O? Ooh. Ooh. Just off the top of my head right now. Realistic fights. Realistic fights. At middleweight, I could see... This is a weird hot take, but I think Kamaru Usman, with a full training camp at middleweight in a 5-rounder, could beat Khamzat. That's a hot take I got. I think Kamaru Usman, style-wise, from what I saw in their first fight, that was 3 rounds that Usman took on short notice. I would put Usman in there. Fully trained, 5 rounds, middleweight against Khamzat. I like what Bryce says sometimes. Doesn't mean he's authentic. He seems to me, unfortunately, to be another controlled opposition like Nick Fuentes and Tucker. Sucks to say, though, because I like him. I mean, I think he hates Nick Fuentes. I don't know. I hear you, but I need proof. I need proof. But, you know, you could be right. You could be right. But I just need to see, I need to see official proof. Chimaev is a placeholder for Sean Strickland right now. He's just warming up the belt for Sean. Well, Sean had his opportunities. But, hey, here's the thing, you guys. Styles make fights. That's a true statement. Styles make fights. And according to Dreykus, Sean Strickland is a bad style fight. I think Magomed Big Ankalaev will destroy Hamzat at 205. I'm going Hamzat with that one. I don't think Ankh has the power or the ability on the ground once it hits the ground to survive. Let's see. I'm hopping into women's flyweight right now. Gonna play as my girl Natalia. Hey, your favorite division. Alright, guys. See how long I've been on this stream. Alright, I think I'm gonna hop off this stream, but I'm gonna keep streaming more, like I promised. Everyone in the chat, shout out everyone in the chat. Thanks for joining. Make sure you hit subscribe because we're gonna be doing a lot more streams, dropping a lot more videos, a lot more breakdowns, predictions. There's going to be a lot more going on pretty soon. So, make sure you subscribe. And I'll be hopping on the stream very soon. I mean, maybe even tomorrow night. See you guys. Like the stream. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Keep your eyes out for Bryce Mitchell, guys. Let's make sure Bryce Mitchell doesn't go to the controlled opposition side. But yeah, make sure you sub. Thanks for joining the chat, guys. I'll be hopping on very soon. All right, guys. Peace out.